go down to the sand. Let's do what we wanna do. Let me be a man for you.
Hey, good old Eagle Rock, here to stay. I'm just afraid about the way we move. You and Eagle Rock.
Yes, Ziggy here, and welcome to GRTV. Now, today we have a special guest. He has been performing for 40 years. He's been the frontman for Daddy Cool and Mondo Rock. He's twice been inducted into the ARIA Hall of Fame, and he's produced and written songs the likes of Johnny Farnham, Jimmy Barnes, and the Wiggles. Ross Wilson, welcome.
Hey, it's great to be here.
Now, tell me more about what have you produced for the Wiggles?
Well, everyone wants to know about the Wiggles first, don't
course
they?
they
Well,
do.
the Wiggles came about, I did two songs with them. One was the illustrious Eagle Rock, that everybody knows, and then a Christmas song for them that we wrote especially called This Little Baby Is Born Again.
Right.
And the connection came about because, you know, on my second marriage, to a lovely Greek lady.
Yes.
We had some babies, and then, of course, the best babysitting machine in the world is Wiggles tapes and DVDs.
Yeah, that's right.
So I was watching one of those with the littlies, and they had one that had, musical guests on it, and I went, I'd like to do that. So I sent them an email, and the next thing I said, you got to include me in the next one you do. And they got back to me straight away. I said, we've got this great idea. You're going to be King Mondo, of the leader of the rock star planet in the galaxy.
So they're giving you a whole character?
Yeah, they're giving me a whole character.
Right.
And it's going to be animated. Next thing I'm on a plane to Sydney, we cut Eagle Rock with the Wiggles, and they do this whole animated thing. We did all the voices in the studio, and then they built the animated feature film about it where they land on my planet.
Cool.
And we all jam on Eagle Rock.
Wow.
So it was an amazing experience, really.
Well, I think you're like me and many other parents where we've used the Wiggles as to look after our kids.
Well, the best thing about it was then I got to take my kids to some Wiggle shows, and we went backstage and they sat in the big red car and they did all that stuff, and I was the best dad in the world.
Yeah, of course.
Because the Wiggles didn't look that big anymore, they were like this big.
Yeah.
So they were astounded.
Now, on your website, you mention right down the bottom, you say, you give you all the bio and all the details, and you also say, by the way, I live in Australia, down under,
that's
Bogan
right.
country, so and so forth. And at the end, which is something that caught my eye, was I live in a country where we stay left unless you're overtaking. Now, that really resonated with me.
Yeah,
is that a bugbear of yours?
Well, no, it's not that. It's just that a lot of the people that come to my website are from other countries, and they don't really kind of understand what happens down here. One of the things I said on that is some of our mammals lay eggs.
That's right.
Which is, the marsupial little echidnas and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And, people would be scratching their head, really? Yeah. I've had a few funny emails about that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Excellent. Now, in 1964, you fronted a band called the Pink Finks.
Yeah.
And this was while you were at school.
I was.
What did your parents say about that? What was going on?
Well, my parents were quite musical in their own way, and so my interest in music was just a continuation of that. So when I got involved in a band, they just thought it was fine, and kids would come around. I'd be sometimes rehearse at their place, sometimes they rehearse at my place.
Yeah.
And it got pretty noisy at times, but then always forgiven when we made our first record and it got on the charts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, in 1966, I think it was, where you launched, or there was a book that you wrote with some lyrics.
See, that's come back to haunt me again.
Yeah, that's right. And the Vice Squad got a hold of it and burnt it.
Well, the difference
what was in that?
Well, that was a few kind of salacious lyrics, as young fellas like to do that sort of thing, and a bit of sort of anti-establishment stuff. But you see, the whole thing about having a Vice Squad is a sort of what it was like back in the 60s in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Now we don't even have a Vice Squad.
No, that's right.
They've been burnt.
That's right, they're all gone.